Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the first ever episode of podcast in Suzy's channel. Xin chào. Okay, this is my very first time to do a podcast, so bear with me, okay? Here with me, I have Isaac, his GDE in Android, and I have Kartik, his GDE in Android as well. Our topic today is AI in developer life, so I will let our guests to introduce themselves.
Xin chào. My name's Isaac. As Suzy said, I'm a GDE in Android, and I've been doing Android development for over 10 years now. And at the moment, I work at ANZ, working on the ANZ Plus banking app.
Xin chào and hello to everyone. My name's Kartik. I'm an Android developer and a GDE in Android as well. Don't have as much experience as Isaac, about 5.5, 6-ish. And just working with this small consultancy in Australia called Billu, working with various clients, helping them build a better product.
Yeah, so as we talk about it, right, today is all about AI in our developer life. So let me give you a challenge. Have you tried Gemini in your daily life as a developer yet?
Actually, yes, I have. I have used Gemini both inside Android Studio and outside. In fact, inside Android Studio is pretty similar to what's outside, just that it has more context around what goes on in Android. However, there are new features coming soon. We've got Gemini as an agent, which can actually go through your entire Jetpack Compose library, design system, things like that, and generate code based on that. So less hallucination, more context specific. Another cool thing is that it can actually just link with your Figma designs and just incorporate that and build a screen for you using your design system without you having to worry about, oh, it just put a text there where I wanted to use, let's say, XYZ text system from my design system. It'll just do that, and it saves so much time, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, it's not going to be perfect. It's generative AI, right? So you have a starting point now, and then you can just modify from there.
Yeah, that's so cool. How about you, Isaac?
Yeah, I've used AI in a bunch of different ways. I've tried some agentic tools to help with my workflow. I've been using various sort of autocomplete AI sort of stuff for a while now. And I've also spent a little bit of time using AI to prototype some app ideas with rather complex features being driven by Gemini as a backend. So, sending requests through to that to, describe the contents of images and things and return that back to an app. And yeah, it's pretty powerful. And yeah, over the last couple of years, the rate of change, how much better it is getting all the time is just super impressive.
Totally agree on that. As a Flutter developer, I myself use AI as well, and I have a little trust issue with AI actually. To the point that every time I ask AI to generate any code, I have to review it, and then sometimes I will have to rewrite it as well. So does it happen to you as well?
Yeah, I do feel that as developers, we can't just rely completely on what's generated, right? It's a starting point. You do have to be careful, and at the end of the day, it's a generative AI. It's not a factual AI, right?
Yeah.
So its aim is to satisfy human needs. It will hallucinate. It will create garbage, but it's our responsibility as a developer to make sure that what it's outputting is fine, or we modify that. We use our knowledge, our experiences to ship better products that come out of generative AI.
Yeah, so in short, we still have our job.
Yeah.
AI will never
Yeah.
take our job.
Yeah, I do feel that way.
I do think that, sometimes there are plenty of uses of AI where you don't necessarily even need to trust the code that it generates.
Yes.
A great example of this is, I was playing around with a project and consuming a new API in some sort of throwaway test project that I was doing, and I wanted to parse out some JSON into some objects, but I didn't really want to go through all the effort of adding the Kotlin X serialization plugin and actually doing the proper real solution. I just really quickly wanted to prototype something,
Yeah.
and to just be able to throw in some JSON and say, like, give me some code to manually parse this. It's code that would never make it to production, but instead of spending 15 minutes doing a proper solution, I could start testing what I was interested in testing within sort of less than a minute. And then, like you said, once you get to that point where you actually need to productionize it,
Yes.
then you can come back and improve that and actually do a good job of it.
Yeah, totally agree. So I know that people, especially developers that I know, they're really high on vibe coding nowadays, and some of them, they're like quite proud of their skill to write a good prompt to get the good result. So how do you think about the relationship between a good prompt and the reliable source code?
I'll be honest, I'm not great with prompting. It takes forever to get me, for Gemini to get me what I want. But then I use it more as a rubber duck for me. I have a conversation, or I think of it as another developer, maybe a junior developer. I'm just pair programming with it. It'll go wrong. It goes wrong so many times. So yeah, I probably need to get better with my prompting.
I think for me, what I've mostly been using in the last few months for sort of like vibe codey type things has been the agentic tools that are out there.
Okay.
And something that I have found is really important about that is because those tools can get that context across your whole code base, making sure that you have some really good architectural rules and things defined. In one of my side projects, I think I have a markdown file that's something like 600 lines long of just full of like, at this layer of the application, classes should have this name, and they should do this, and they shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And it's really spelling out the architecture that I want, which is, again, you said about, we'll always have a role to play in it. And I've especially been thinking about that in, the role that I'm in at the moment. I spend a lot of time thinking about architecture in my day-to-day job. And a lot of my thinking about architecture is thinking, you need to build something that is going to be, a new grad can contribute to the code base and without making a mess. Yes. And it needs to be clean and tidy and able to evolve. And so maybe looking towards the future rather than me necessarily thinking only about, new developers being added to the project. It's also designing those rules in the right way so that AI that's contributing to the project is also able to follow those rules as well.
Yeah, agree. Totally agree. Okay, let's change topic. I don't want us to be too lazy depending on the vibe coder anymore. So, do you have any interesting thing that you, as a builder, that has AI stuff in it? Tell me about it.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Work keeps me so busy that I don't feel like looking at my computer after work.
Give me your boss number.
No, I don't go beyond my hours though. So,
Okay.
but it's intense. So no side projects using AI yet.
Okay, how about you?
I've done a couple of half-started projects, and the one that I got the furthest along was I was attempting to build an app sort of similar to Cal AI, if you've heard of that, where taking a photo of a piece of food and getting some information about it, and a rough idea of nutritional information and things like that. And so that was built using Firebase Cloud Functions, GCP Cloud Functions on the back end, and having those call through to the Gemini API and analyze an image, and then return some JSON data based on the image. And I have to say, if you haven't used those tools before, the sort of speed that you can get a proof of concept up and running is mind-blowing, really. Like these things where, even sort of 5 years ago, if you said, I want you to build an app that takes a photo of a piece of food and gives you nutritional information about it,
Yes.
huge project.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with the modern tools, it's
With modern tools, you can build it in hours, minutes.
Yeah.
exactly.
Actually, I did something similar to that. So I tried to use Firebase Studio to build something, and I call it Bell AI. Okay, so Bell means get fat. But the idea for that Bell AI is to control your calorie intake and help you to calculate the calories of the dish. So the idea is very much similar. Yes, but then with my level of prompting technique, in the end it turned into the real Bell making AI, meaning that it helped us to find the food around. So lesson learned, have to really be precise in what you give to the AI, because if you give the wrong instruction, it will give you the wrong result. It will never doubt you. Okay, so thank you so much. I know it's very short and it really come up from the very inexperienced host, so I'm so sorry. Sorry to the viewer as well. But I hope that you will have you learn something interesting today, and you learn how us actually use the AI in our developers' life. And that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye.